In this video, I want to show you how custom taxonomies can work for you in WordPress. What is a taxonomy? Well, it's just a way of classifying things, that's all. Post categories, post tags, link categories, those are all built-in taxonomies for WordPress. But for quite a long time, you've actually been able to create your own taxonomies. But there wasn't really a huge amount of use for them necessarily, and they weren't very flexible up until about WordPress 3.0. Now, with that and custom post types, everything is taking off. Custom taxonomies are not, by the way, part of custom post types. They're typically used with them, but they're totally separate entity. You can create custom taxonomies for posts, for example, or for pages. In fact, you can create them for any content type in WordPress. All right, how do we go about doing that? Well, there's two ways. You can either do it through your functions.php file, or in fact by creating a plugin. So in other words, in either case you're creating the code by hand and putting it in either functions.php or as a plugin. Or there are plugins you can get which will do all of that coding for you. I say heavy lifting, but it's not all that heavy. Custom post types is a little heavier, and we'll see how these plugins tend to do both. They tend to cover both custom post types and custom taxonomies. That's why I won't actually be looking at custom taxonomy plugins in this video. I'm going to leave that for the custom post types video because they handle both. So what I want to do in this video is show you how you can easily create your own custom taxonomies using your functions.php file. Now let's just refresh ourselves what this custom taxonomy is going to be about. Here are my post categories right here. Now I could add another category called portfolio. I want to group all of my projects together for different types of businesses and different types of industries. So I would create, normally I would create a category called portfolio, then I'd have subcategories for, medical, dental, all sorts of areas where I might be doing work. But I'd kind of like to separate that from this because this I want to save for blog posts as opposed to my portfolio work. So I could easily create a new taxonomy called portfolios. So let's go and do that. So let me plug in our coding right now and go through it with you. Of course we need a hook to put this into WordPress, and we're going to use add action and init here. That's the area where we're going to be putting the hook into. And then we need a function to do our work for us. So we call it register all taxonomies. I've done that because this is going to be for any taxonomies. Maybe down the road I'll register another one. This is my place I can do it. So for each taxonomy, though, I need to use the function register taxonomy. I give it a unique name, and then I tell the system what kinds of content types this will apply to. In this case, it's just for posts, so I put post. Then there's an array of things I can do here. Lots and lots of parameters. Most of them are pretty good as they are, pretty good as defaults. And we'll see some more of this when we look at plugins for custom post types and taxonomies because it sort of makes them more explicit for us. But right now, all we need is we need to make this public so people can see our new portfolio category. Labels, I need names for that and the singular, so singular form and the plural form. And that's it. That's all I need to do. So let's save that, and we're going to go and upload it now. And when I come back over to here and refresh, we're going to find portfolios. Look at that. With just that one section of code, all the work's being done for us by WordPress. So there it is. Let's click through to it, and we see that we can add new portfolio items here. Now notice it says add new tag. At the moment it's functioning like tags do, and the reason for that is that we did not make this hierarchical. This taxonomy is not hierarchical. In other words, it can't have subgroups or parent-child relationships. All we have to do for that is we put in here, by default it's false. Watch what happens when we add true. It completely changes everything. Watch. I switch this and now it says add new category, and I can have parents and so forth. Now I happen to have added one before called dentists. Notice it's remembered it from the database even though I had taken out that function. So that's kind of handy to know too, that WordPress is maintaining this for us. Even if there's a problem in your functions.php file, it has recorded this. Notice now when I go to add a new post, Again, all of this is being done by WordPress. You didn't create any of this by hand. Notice down at the bottom here, there's portfolios. And I can check off dentists. I can even add a new one from here and so forth, functioning just like categories do. And that's all we had to do was say hierarchical true. That's how easy it is for you to create new custom taxonomies in WordPress. And again, it doesn't have to go with custom post types at all, but we'll see how intricately they're connected when we look at custom post types.